Hey guys, Tobin here from snaptocover.com, bringing you devlog number 6 in our learning and doing devlog series. Lots changed this week. We got the skybox. I decided I didn't like the one that I drew myself, so I went and found one that was a nice overcast sky. So threw that in there. You can see the sun trying to peek through. I changed the color of the sun in the game, so it's more of a bluish tone. I think it looks really good. It definitely gives that overcast feel. I changed the fog as well. Again, kind of a bluish tone, matches the sky. Helps fade off the buildings a little bit into the sky. I added a specular map to the ground and a bump map, so it actually looks like the rocks are raised now, and they've got a little bit of a shine to them. So they're starting to really look like stones down there. And then I didn't create, but I found a nice seamless grass texture, and it's more of a dead grass than it is a nice lush green grass. If you have a bunch of smog and not a whole lot of sun because of the pollution in the world, you're not going to have really green grass, so I decided to add those there. And then I started adding some trees. I'm not sure if these are going to be the final trees, but there's some free ones that I found online, so I decided I'd throw those in for now. But they're looking pretty good. I'm liking them. Buildings are still the same as they always have been. I changed the waypoint, or the way I was actually constructing the waypoints that NPCs use. I found you can actually do get objects by their tag. So now I can just select, if I go here, you can see all the waypoints in the game, all these little green dots. And then in my environment, I have my NPC spawner. Instead of having to drag these manually into this waypoint array, I just instantiate. I find all of the waypoints that have that waypoint tag and throw them into this waypoints object, and then that gets put onto all the NPCs when they get spawned. So that's working really, really well. That way I don't have to worry about remembering which one I have added, which one I haven't added. I just drag them where I want them to be, and then they automatically get put into that array at runtime. So that saves me a lot of work, and it's pretty smooth. What else did I do? I created a game manager. So the game manager keeps track of what NPCs are in the game. It has an array of what enemies are in the game, and then I use that to let the zombies know when a person has died, so they stop attacking them. Which gets me to my next point. I created zombies. Instead of just having the regular enemies that I had in the first couple videos that would just chase the player, I created these zombie objects. We can throw one in here. And this zombie has a sphere around it. The sphere, basically, when something enters it that's an NPC or a player, it knows that it can chase after that person and try to kill it. And right now I'm using a script to find the closest one and only chase after the closest person. And I've been playing with this, tweaking it a lot this week, because it's not 100% optimized just yet. It was a lot worse when I first created it. There was like a 2-second delay every time someone changed. And that was before I had this big sphere. I was basically trying to calculate which people were still alive and weren't zombies, and it was a mess. The second iteration was okay, but as you got more and more zombies in the game, it would end up decreasing the frames per second that you'd see in the game, and when it got really high, it was down to like 0.1 frames per second, which is no good. Right now, it still does that, but it's not as bad. It only really slows down when you get up to around 350 zombies. So I cut the population down to 200 to try and mitigate that. But there's probably something more I can do to help make that less of a problem. I think right now we're still around like 60 to 100 frames per second, which is really good for a game. So that's what we have right now. I'm just going to delete this guy, and let's go in and show you how the world works. So when I hit start, basically what's going to happen is we're going to populate the world with players, and then in my game manager, I have a starting percentage. And so a tenth of the population now is going to basically just die off and turn into zombies. And then they'll start wandering around trying to find tasty NPCs to kill and turn into zombies. So let's hit play and see if we can see how this works. Alright, so you see the specular map, that looks pretty cool. We got one zombie here. I don't know why he's not moving. That's weird. They should be basically chasing after players. So we found a bug. We found a bug. Again, this is about as pre-alpha as it gets. Oh, we got a zombie chasing after a player, or NPC, killed him, and now there's 2 zombies. So that's kind of how it's going to work. It snowballs really fast. When I had 500 people in the world and only 50 starting zombies, I think within 2 minutes we had at least half the population dead and turned into zombies. So it can snowball really, really quick, and it's going to be up to you. Hopefully in the next update we'll have guns to be able to kill off the zombies and make them be able to at least do a little bit of population control. Oh, now this guy's coming after me. So they tend to work pretty good. They chase after people, and it's adding that effect to the game that I want it to have, where it's not just a bunch of pre-spawn zombies, and that's the only pre-spawn zombies that you fight against. It could be the person walking next to you that dies off from pollution, or you accidentally shoot, and when he dies, he comes back as a zombie to try and get some revenge. So there's a lot of different gameplay elements that could come from this. But that's what I have so far this week. Again, I think I'm going to work on guns this week and probably help try to mitigate some of the frame per second loss from the zombies. I know what's causing it. Ooh, hello. I know what's causing it. It's just trying to figure out a better solution for it. So it's going to take some time, but I think I'll be able to do that. But it's working pretty good for now. It's working pretty good. So again, working on some more game mechanics this week, and we'll see what we come up with next week. So stay tuned. If you haven't already, like us on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter. That'll let you know when we release the next video. You'll be one of the first people to see that. You can also click the subscribe button, which will allow you to see it as soon as we go live on YouTube. You can always check us out on snaptocover.com with the number 2 there. We're constantly doing live streams. I think we've got another one for Secrets of Monkey Island coming up pretty soon. That's been a whole lot of fun to do. Love hanging out with the guys and doing some old school video games. And yeah, so until next time, guys, always snap to cover.